Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone rule well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Alright, this lesson is going to be on Jacob's trouble, because that's the times that we're entering in, and some may even say that's the times that we're in, just we're in the very beginning. Okay, but I wasn't able to see the Purge movie, but apparently a lot of other Akim saw it. So I heard some things about it, and that it mainly seemed to focus and revolve around Jacob's trouble. Alright, how Esau sent mercenaries in to kill Jake. Alright, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites. Okay, so this lesson is going to be on Jacob's trouble. Alright, and if you don't know much about the Bible, Jacob is one of the fathers of the nation of Israel. His name was changed later to Israel. Alright, because it goes Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. Alright, the Israelites come through Jacob, and then out of one of the sons, which make up the tribes of Israel. Okay, so this is Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. What book? The book of life. So who is that? The elect. Alright, the elect are going to be saved, but some of the elect will be martyrs for righteousness' sakes. Alright, so we're coming into the worst times to ever fall upon the earth for the nation of Israel. Okay, and people are partying and getting married and drinking, thinking everything's a game, which that's what the scriptures say they do. Okay, I think you type in this. Yep. This is Matthew chapter 24. I'm going to start at verse 37. And we don't know the day of the Lord, and we don't know exactly when, shit is going to hit the fan or hell is going to break loose, whatever phrase you want to use. But we can have a sense of time, okay? Point is, we know that some major things can happen very soon, okay? Because we can see through the prophecies. All right, so Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also be the coming of the Son of Man. Also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right, which the Son of Man is the Messiah, whose name is Yahweh Shai, and his father's name is Yahweh. All right. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of man be. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Alright? So we got to continue to be watchful, right? But it's going to sneak up on a lot of people. But the point is, it's going to be a major persecution, right? And Ottawa and Rochester were part of the elect. And Ottawa and Rochester, we can get delivered. But even the elect will have to, go through hard times, and they'll have to see things that they're not used to seeing, okay? Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is he? The elect. Okay? So you need to have trust and faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai that you'll be delivered. But as for 2/3 of our people, they're going to get destroyed. This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God. Alright? Because when it has all caps and it says Lord, the word there in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Alright? That's why instead of saying the Lord, I say Yahweh. Because you wouldn't say the Yahweh. So you replace the Lord with Yahweh. So it is my people, and they shall say Yahweh is my God, or is my power. Alright? There's another one in Matthew. I think it's 24 and 22. 21. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So there's never going to be a time worse than what we're coming into. And there never was before. Alright? Let's look up the word tribulation. It actually said right there a little bit, but tribulation, a cause of great trouble or suffering, distress, trouble, misery, wretchedness, unhappiness, sadness, heartache, woe, which woe in the Bible usually means destruction, grief, sorrow, pain, anguish, agony, alright, a state of great trouble or suffering. Okay, and what does it say? Acts chapter 14. Well, let me read that again though. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Okay? Now let's go to Acts chapter 14, I think. I think it's in 14. Yep. Verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Alright? Or you can say into the kingdom of Yahweh by Shemal Shai or Yahweh. Alright? That we through much and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Alright? So through much tribulation, lots of adversity, we're going to have to face lots of adversity. Let's look up the word adversity. Difficulties, misfortune, ill luck, bad luck. And now this is the thing that I say a lot. Maybe I don't say it in videos, but I say it a lot in general, that if you believe in God, then there's no such thing as coincidence or luck. All right, nothing happens because it just does. Nothing happens, for no reason. Okay, and I can give an example of that. All right, out of experience, because I lived in a better place, in a different city, and I lived with my friend's parents, and I had, I was getting, I was on online school because I decided to try it, and it was a lot better. And I had a job application filled out, this and that. Basically, I had my life all together to build up in the world, and then all of a sudden, his parents split up, and I had to move out. I had to move somewhere else. So I had to come up. I had to go way up north, in the same state, but I had to go way up north and move to basically, a place that's away from everything. And I forsook all my friends, everything. It's like I literally started a new life. Because when I moved out, that's when I started, coming into the truth, right? And here I am now. So all that stuff is not a coincidence, right? I was taken out of the world, and I was called to do this duty, all right, to push the word, to go on the highways and byways, to, which I do that. I go on the highways and byways, and I do YouTube videos, as all you men that are listening should do the same, okay? Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to teach the word, preach it, amongst all nations, then the end shall come, all right? So there's no such thing as coincidence and luck, okay, no matter what anybody tries to tell you. But you need to make sure that you have confidence and faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai, because the times that we're coming into, and your parents and or your guardians or your friends, whoever, it may try to turn you from righteousness, man. They may try to suck you into the world, or say things about you because you're not doing worldly things or not doing these holidays or whatever. But you need to focus, okay? Because eventually there will be a point in time will come when they will see what you were doing was really right, all right, and that you forsook everything and became a failure or a bum or a loser, whatever they call you, a reject or whatever from the world. They'll realize that all those things they said, you were doing that to follow the real path, to go down that straight gate, okay? So you need to understand that. Right? And it says trouble, difficulty, hardship, distress, disaster, suffering, affliction, sorrow, misery, tribulation, woe, pain, trauma. All right? And that's what we have to face on a daily basis, is adversity. Some days more than other. All right? But we're coming into a time where a lot of that, it still may be, demons attacking you, or, like in a spiritual sense, emotionally, etc. But a lot of people are going to have to face physical tribulation. All right, two-thirds of our people are going to be cut off and killed, whether that's by FEMA camps, martial law, famines, pestilence, some freak, type of incidents, whatever it may be. The scriptures even say cannibalism, because the famines are going to push people to go insane. And a perfect way to explain that to somebody is so-called Black Friday, right? They literally beat each other almost to death for TVs, for sales. What are they going to do for a loaf of bread or a bottle of water when there's nothing, when they haven't eaten in days? They'll kill you and eat you, man. These people are so dependent on the economy that when this economy collapses, which is very soon, all right, through the Spirit, I'm speaking as a man really when I say that, but if you look at the prophecies, it really does seem like that it could be any day, right? Because Yahweh just flicks a switch, so to speak, and the economy will collapse, okay? It can only stand for so long, man, for being so far and so, long in debt. It can only last for so long. There's a certain period of time when it's going to have to collapse, okay? A Jenga tower, you can only take so many pieces from the bottom, the foundation, before it tips over. Okay, you can't just continuously do that and then it will be floating in the air with no foundation. This country, its foundation is weak, brittle, fragile. If anything, it doesn't have a foundation anymore. Okay, everybody's living and so sucked into all these breads and circuses that are going on that they don't even see that literally their whole society and their whole life is about to change, and it could be a day. Look at what 9/11. Regardless of what you believe happened that day, all right, false flag, whatever. The point is, all it takes, and it'll be some ordinary day. It'll seem, you'll wake up, you stretch, whatever. Looks like an ordinary day. One event like that changes, and everybody has a different point of view. That's all it takes. It takes one event. Any day, the economy could collapse, and it would just be some ordinary day, and then bam, economy would collapse. Everybody would flip their shit. That's all it takes. It's not like it's going to take a million years for the economy finally to collapse. It could be any day, any week, any month, But that's why we just need to stay diligent and keep focusing on the prophecies, okay? But the point is that we will have to go through persecution, okay? So let's go to, and another thing is there's no such thing as coincidence in luck, okay? So if you're brought on this truth and it seemed like it was, a coincidence, just know it was meant to happen, okay? So you need to have trust and faith in the Creator, which is Yahweh, and His Son Yahweh Shai. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. I'm going to bring this out. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. All right, and this is the thing, okay? Because when you grew up, there may have been people around you that said, it's never right to do, or I mean, it's never easy to do the right thing. Okay, most of the world is in a perverse spirit, and they're all into mirth and all this joy and carnal pleasures. That if you're in this truth, the current is strongly pushing to the left, and you're trying to swim through it going right. Okay, so of course you're going to face adversity, and you're going to face people that scoff and scorn you, and see you as a bum or a reject of the world because you're choosing not to do those things. Okay, but you just need to keep fighting that current, because this current is wickedness. Okay, and like they said, and most of the people that said those things are hypocritical. They tell you that it's never easy to do the right thing, and now that you're doing the right thing, they want you to do the wrong thing. They want you to be wicked, or they want you to do this and that. But you need to keep doing what you're doing. All right, because I cannot stress enough at how close we are. And it's not like Jacob's trouble is going to be a day. It's going to be a point of time. It's going to be a certain amount of time, because there are major prophecies that will come to pass very soon. But Jacob's trouble is supposed to extremely afflict our nation. Okay, but experts and economics experts, they've been saying, and although they're not going to come out and say, yeah, the economy's about to collapse, so no, okay, because they want people to remain brainwashed and keep focusing on shit that doesn't matter. Okay, but this economic collapse would be the worst ever. Okay, every trade war in history, and they're officially in a trade war, it's called, they named it the biggest trade war in the history of economic types, in economics, the biggest trade war in the history of economics. And all trade wars lead to real wars. Okay, and the only way that America can possibly revive itself would be to go to war. Okay, would be to go to war. But the Bible says that America is going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles. So you see how that coincides. America's collapsing, so they're going to be holding on to the edge of that cliff with one arm, and they're going to try to pull themselves up, put the other arm up, or the other hand grab the other, the part of the cliff, and they're going to try to pull themselves up. They're going to try to revive themselves by going to war to get their economy boosting again, and it's not going to work, because they're going to get destroyed. They're going to get laid desolate. Okay, so don't get too comfortable, man, because this place is going out the door right now. All right, so let's go to Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. This lesson is mainly revolving around Jacob's trouble, though, because all these things coincide. See? Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So we have to be faithful, and we have to strive for righteousness unto death. Okay? Most of us will, most of the elect, because we're part of the hopeful elect, out of one Rothschild we are of the elect, out of one Rothschild we can endure to the end. But speaking as the hopeful elect, most of the elect will get delivered, but there will be some that get put to death. Okay, and we all will have to face, our own. We all will have to drink our own cup. Okay, so this brother may be, he may get thrown into a FEMA camp, but he may get, delivered. This brother may get thrown in a FEMA camp, and he'll get his head cut off. All right, because he refused to take the chip. Okay, this brother may, be living on the outskirts of the city and be hungry for days, and not, and that's his test of faith. We're all going to have tests of faith that we'll have to endure. Okay, this brother could be in the cities running from martial law, on the move all the time, but we're all going to be doing and going down our old paths. Okay, so don't compare each other to one another. Okay, we're all going to have our own persecutions, but the point is we're all going to be tested of faith, and we're all going to have to go through these persecutions. Okay, and they vary per person. Okay, see if I can get this. I think that may have been the wrong bear. Bear with me here. I think it's in Corinthians. Okay. Well, Salakia, I don't remember exactly where it was, but basically, Yahweh isn't going to put more on you than you can handle, okay? I thought it said bear, but I'm pretty sure it's in Corinthians, but He won't put more on you than you can handle, okay? He knows your limits, so you need to trust that, and it may seem like that you can't handle it, and for some reason it's going to, seem too much pressure, but it's not, all right? That's just enough that you can take. So you need to remember that, and you need to keep that in your mind at all times, no matter what you're going through. You need to have trust and faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? But, I'm going to get a precept on how some of us will have to get put to death. Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Alright? And that mark in Revelations 13 is the mark of the beast. Well, the mark of the beast is the RFID NFC microchip, all right? But the mark in Revelation 13 is known as the mark of the beast, because there is another mark, which is actually a spiritual mark, whereas the one in Revelations 13 is a physical microchip, but the one in Ezekiel chapter 9 is a spiritual mark, all right? This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right? So to deliver them, so nothing harms them, so to speak, or doesn't, well, like I said, some elect will die as martyrs, but, to protect you, so to speak, okay? The lamb's blood on the doorposts. What was I going to get? Salakia, I forgot what I was going to get. Oh. Salakia. It was coinciding with Ezekiel chapter 9. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, this is heavy too, but this is what I wanted to get. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. That's talking about nuclear missiles. Okay? America is going to get destroyed. But what you need to understand is a thief isn't going to tell you, I'm going to break into your house this night. A thief won't tell you anything. A thief probably won't even, encounter you at all. Okay? So it's going to come unexpected. It's going to be unexpected, and it's going to catch everybody off guard. Okay? But the precept I wanted to get. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 5, And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot. which is Abraham's nephew, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Okay, so you need to have trust and faith in Yahweh by Shema Shai that you'll get delivered out of your situation. Okay? So, I think that was pretty much it. Point is, we will have to go through persecutions, and Jacob's trouble is fastly approaching. All right? Very, very soon. Okay? Well, a precept I like to end with Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But yeah. Matthew chapter, actually, let me get a couple more first before I get the closing one. It's Matthew chapter 7. Or is it 13? There we go, Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10, I'll start at verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child. And the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. See, that's the Spirit, because the precept I was going to get is in with this one. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, so that was the Spirit, because I was going to get, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And see, that's how the Spirit works. All right, so with that said, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Ruel. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful, elect of Israel. Shalom.